Hi, and welcome to Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. I'm Jason Jackson, Operations and Development Manager. A common issue that can occur when working with metal is the buildup of rust. It won't just affect the appearance of metal. If left untreated, rust can completely compromise a metal structure. To help you avoid the damaging effects of rust, this video blog will look at how to prevent rust. Rust is the orange-brown discoloration that builds up on metal. It is a form of iron oxide that occurs when iron combines with oxygen in the air, which causes it to corrode. Rust can affect iron and its alloys, including steel. The main catalyst required for rust to occur is water. Water molecules are able to penetrate the microscopic gaps in the metal, which starts the corrosion. In certain marine conditions, if salt water is present, for example, rust can build up very rapidly. Rust buildup causes metal to expand, which can put a lot of stress on the structure. The metal will also become more brittle and flaky, making it much weaker. Rust is also very porous, so underneath a layer of rust, the metal can still corrode as water and air penetrate the outer layer. One way to prevent rust from affecting your project is to use rust-resistant alloys. Stainless steel is a common choice, as the added chromium forms a protective film of chromium oxide around the steel, shielding it from the rust. Another option is weathering steel, also known as Cor-10. This steel contains up to 21% of alloying elements such as chromium, nickel, and phosphorus. These alloys help form a protective patina which reduces the corrosion rate. Typically, Cor-10 is a more inexpensive alternative than stainless steel. Proper planning can help minimize water penetration to reduce the risk of rust. Designs that allow for air to freely circulate can be beneficial. Limit the amount of cavities or crevices in your project and try to weld joints rather than bolt them. For large projects, make sure all metal areas are accessible for regular maintenance. Metal that has been galvanized has a protective layer of metallic zinc which helps to prevent corrosive substances from penetrating further into the metal. The zinc also acts as a sacrificial anode, which means that the damaging oxidization process of rust will be transferred to the zinc layer. Bluing is a useful technique which offers limited rust protection for small steel items, such as firearms or clockworks. Bluing is accomplished by immersing the steel parts into a solution of potassium nitrate, sodium hydroxide, and water. The term comes from the blue-black appearance of the finish. Organic coatings such as paint are a relatively inexpensive way to prevent against corrosion. These coatings form a barrier against corrosive elements. Oil-based coatings are ideal and should be about 15 to 25 micrometers thick. Powder coatings are commonly applied using an electrostatic spray process. The electrically conductive metal is sprayed with a charged, non-conductive powder. The charged powder is attracted to the metal object and clings to its surface. The metal is then heated, which fuses the particles into a continuous film, typically around 25 to 125 micrometers thick. Powder coatings are available in acrylic, polyester, nylon, vinyl, epoxy, and urethane. Hopefully this video has given you some ideas of how you can prevent rust from affecting your next project. If you need rust-resistant metals, Metal Supermarkets is the world's largest supplier of small quantity metals, carrying over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal. Cut to size and ready fast.